Let's just say the only thing I don't like is the remote control, because it's too big and has too many buttons, many of them almost unnecessary. But speaking of the operating system they both use, which is Vita, I've always said I like it because it's very well optimized, very fast, and has a wide variety of apps. It's true, though, that since this operating system isn't based on Android, you can't directly install APK files, so in that case, you'd have to adapt an Android TV box to one of its HDMI ports. But as I said, the Vita operating system is really fast. That's why I've always liked it, and it also has good update support. Both are compatible with voice assistants, including Amazon Alexa. You can do this by pressing the microphone button on their remote controls, or in the case of the U6QV, with the hands-free function. The Q6QV is not compatible with the hands-free function. Both offer screencast, but neither supports multi-view, overlay screen, or picture-in-picture. Both have their own menus with shortcuts. You can change the location of these menus and add or remove shortcuts, although it would be nice if they added more features and shortcuts over time. Speaking of picture quality, I'll start by saying that both models are compatible with Dolby Vision high dynamic range technology. The difference is that the U6QV, which is a higher-end model, has Dolby Vision 1Q picture mode. As I've always said, for me, Dolby Vision technology isn't all that great. It's just a fancy name. Don't really stop yourself from buying a TV just because it's not Dolby Vision compatible. And while the level of detail in some scenes might be slightly better compared to HDR10, it's not a huge difference. For example, if the content uses HDR10 high dynamic range technology, both models have HDR tone mapping to increase brightness and can also improve detail, color volume, and color saturation. So as I said, HDR10 does a very good job. Again, don't stop yourself from buying a TV just because it's not Dolby Vision compatible. Look at other features. One of those things is, of course, the amount of brightness, and both models in both standard and high dynamic range show good levels of brightness, with the U6QV being slightly higher because, as I mentioned, it's a higher-end model. Regarding color accuracy, I think both models perform well, although, as I always say, color perception is a matter of personal taste. And the biggest difference between the two models lies in their performance in dark scenes. The major difference that is noticeable both in this video and in real life is the depth of black colors, which is much better on the U6QV because it features full array direct LED backlighting technology, along with the mini LED designation and the function known as local dimming. The Q6QV doesn't have this feature because its backlighting technology is a conventional direct LED. It's true that the results can vary greatly depending on the picture mode. For example, in this picture mode, the U6QV has superior black levels and a better level of detail. While the difference isn't as significant in other picture modes, remember, the U6QV will always perform better in dark scenes, offering a better balance between detail and black levels. Furthermore, the amount of blooming or light halos is minimal. In many cases, it's almost imperceptible. Let's just say it's not bothersome. As someone who's quite demanding in this area, I can tell you that. Gray uniformity is very decent in both models, with minimal dirty screen effect. I'd say the U6QV performs slightly better, although when viewing content with a high color volume, the results are very similar between the two models. And the best part is that the dirty screen effect won't be bothersome. Image upscaling is good on both models, with very similar results. Just remember that no 4K TV will display 4K results if the content resolution is too low. If that's the case, both models will try to show you as few pixelated areas as possible and the smoothest possible result. Motion handling is good on both models, with very similar results. You can manually or automatically reduce the amount of judder for a much smoother result, or you can turn it off or minimize it if you don't like the digital enhancement, especially if you're a film buff and don't want to see artifacts. Even with the digital enhancement, the artifacts aren't that bothersome. Their viewing angles aren't great, but that's normal because they have VA panels. Therefore, colors lose depth and appear washed out when viewed from very wide angles. But the fact that they have VA panels allows them to perform better in dark scenes compared to a TV with an IPS panel. For gaming, you should know that both models have their own game bars with different functions and various picture modes for a more enjoyable or personalized experience. Each of these picture modes will deliver the best results in terms of graphics quality and motion handling. Also, be aware that neither is compatible with 120 Hz in 4K, nor 144 Hz in 4K, but you can play at least in 4K at up to 60 Hz with HDR10, or, for example, with Dolby Vision, with a very pleasant and enjoyable result. Motion handling isn't the best, because the 60 Hz refresh rate, while I know that's sufficient for many, myself included, means that many demanding gamers will want one with 120 Hz. But obviously, you'll have to go for something more expensive. To wrap things up, I'll leave you with a test of their speaker systems. In theory, the U6QVs should be a bit more powerful, but in practice, there's a slight difference. Not huge, but it's there. However, the Q6QV's sound system performance is pretty decent. So to conclude, the main difference lies in their brightness levels, which are influenced by their LED backlighting technologies. The U6QV excels in all picture modes and also performs better in dark scenes. If you can afford it, go ahead and buy it. It's a better option. However, if your budget is tight and you're considering either model, trust me, the Q6QV will satisfy you. Finally, I'd like to remind you that you can support my channel by purchasing a membership through my Patreon page that suits your budget, or making purchases through the referral links I've included in the description or pinned comments. This would greatly help me continue creating content. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button, share it on social media, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you're notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.